Hello friends. When a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman cross paths, the universe seems to pause for a brief, curious moment, as if asking a quiet question. Can fire learn from Earth, and can Earth be warmed without being burned? This pairing is not the most obvious zodiac match, yet it is one of the most fascinating. It is a relationship built on contrast, growth, and the subtle art of balance. To understand their compatibility in love, we must look deeper than stereotypes and explore how their energies interact over time. After watching, if you'd like to support the channel, click the Thanks button right under this video or use the donation alerts link in the description. Your support really helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for being here. Now let's continue. Chemistry. Initial attraction. The initial attraction between a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman rarely announces itself with fireworks or dramatic gestures. Instead, it unfolds quietly, almost invisibly, like a subtle shift in the atmosphere that only the two of them seem to notice. Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, carries an expansive, optimistic energy that naturally draws attention. He moves through the world with confidence that is not forced but assumed, as if life itself has already proven to be an ally. His laughter comes easily, his opinions are bold, and his presence suggests motion, possibility, and forward momentum. When he enters a room, he does not demand attention, yet it gravitates toward him, pulled by his humor, warmth, and restless curiosity. Virgo, ruled by Mercury, experiences attraction in a very different way. She does not rush toward what sparkles the brightest. Instead, she observes. She notices patterns, inconsistencies, and nuances that others overlook. Where Sagittarius radiates outward, Virgo absorbs inward. She watches how he speaks to others, how his jokes land, how his confidence masks deeper thoughts. While many may see only his charm, Virgo instinctively senses the layers beneath his easy smile. This is where the chemistry quietly begins, in the space between what Sagittarius shows the world and what Virgo perceives without being told. At first glance, Virgo may not immediately recognize her interest as attraction. It may feel more like curiosity, a mental pull rather than an emotional one. Sagittarius represents a way of being that contrasts sharply with her own. He appears unburdened by self-criticism, unconcerned with perfection, and fearless in expressing opinions that Virgo might internally edit before ever speaking aloud. This difference fascinates her. He embodies spontaneity, risk, and trust in the unknown, qualities Virgo often suppresses in favor of caution and precision. Being near him feels like standing at the edge of something unpredictable yet oddly inviting. For Sagittarius, the attraction to Virgo is equally understated but deeply compelling. He is accustomed to being admired for his confidence and humor, yet Virgo does not react in obvious ways. She does not flatter him excessively or chase his attention. Instead, she listens. She asks thoughtful questions. She challenges vague statements with quiet logic. To Sagittarius, this feels refreshing. Virgo's intelligence is not loud or performative. It is precise, grounded, and intentional. She feels like someone who understands how the world actually works, not just how it should feel. Her calm presence provides contrast to his constant motion, and that contrast becomes magnetic. Their chemistry is rooted less in physical instinct and more in mental engagement. Conversations between them tend to stretch longer than expected. What begins as casual discussion turns into deep exploration of ideas, beliefs, and personal philosophies. Sagittarius enjoys speaking freely, sharing stories, theories, and experiences, while Virgo listens carefully, responding with insights that sharpen his thinking. She brings clarity where he brings vision. He brings possibility where she brings discernment. Each conversation feels like an exchange rather than a performance, and this mutual respect fuels attraction. Over time, Virgo begins to appreciate Sagittarius's honesty, even when it is blunt. His words are rarely calculated, and while this can sometimes feel overwhelming, it also feels real. She senses that what she sees is what she gets, a rare quality in a world full of subtle manipulation. Sagittarius, in turn, grows intrigued by Virgo's restraint. Her Her emotions are not immediately accessible, and this mystery keeps him engaged. He senses depth beneath her composure and becomes curious about earning her trust rather than assuming it. The attraction continues to build through shared moments of intellectual connection. Long talks become a foundation, often happening unexpectedly and lasting longer than planned. They may debate ideas, laugh at contradictions, or analyze everyday experiences from entirely different perspectives. Sagittarius thrives on exploring meaning, while Virgo thrives on understanding function, and together they create conversations that are both stimulating and grounding. The spark between them grows not through dramatic declarations but through the quiet realization that time passes differently when they are together. This slow-burning chemistry can feel surprisingly intense precisely because it is not rushed. There is space for anticipation, for discovery, for gradual emotional investment. Virgo feels safe enough to lower her guard, piece by piece, while Sagittarius feels challenged in a way that keeps him mentally present rather than distracted by the next thrill. Attraction becomes layered, combining curiosity, respect, admiration, and the subtle excitement of difference. Ultimately, the chemistry between a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman is built on contrast that invites growth. It is the attraction of fire being intrigued by earth, and earth being warmed by fire without being consumed. What begins as quiet interest deepens into a powerful connection that feels earned rather than accidental. This is not love at first sight, but it is often fascination at first understanding, a bond formed through awareness, conversation, and the recognition that something meaningful is unfolding beneath the surface. Emotional dynamics. Emotionally, the connection between a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman unfolds as a slow, complex process that demands patience, self-awareness, and a genuine willingness to understand differences rather than resist them. Sagittarius approaches emotions with an open, straightforward attitude. He values honesty and tends to believe that expressing the truth, no matter how blunt, is the healthiest emotional practice. His emotional optimism allows him to bounce back quickly from disappointment, and he often prefers to process feelings rapidly so he can move forward without lingering. To him, emotions are experiences meant to be acknowledged and released, not endlessly examined. Virgo, on the other hand, experiences emotions as layered and intricate. She feels deeply, but she does not immediately reveal what she feels. Instead, she observes her own emotional responses, analyzing them carefully before deciding whether, when, and how to express them. Emotional expression for Virgo is not impulsive, it is intentional. She needs time to feel safe, to understand the meaning behind her feelings, and to assess whether sharing them will lead to clarity or chaos. This internal processing can make her appear reserved or emotionally guarded, especially next to Sagittarius's open and spontaneous nature. These fundamentally different emotional rhythms can easily create tension. Virgo may interpret Sagittarius's quick emotional processing as emotional carelessness. When he brushes past difficult feelings or lightens serious moments with humor, she may feel unseen or invalidated. His blunt honesty, though not meant to harm, can feel sharp to Virgo, who is sensitive to tone, timing, and nuance. Meanwhile, Sagittarius may struggle with Virgo's emotional caution. Her tendency to analyze, question, and revisit emotional experiences can feel overwhelming or unnecessarily complicated to him. He may perceive her as overly sensitive, critical, or emotionally heavy, especially when she brings up details he considers resolved. Despite these challenges, emotional growth is possible when both partners approach each other with maturity. Sagittarius has the potential to teach Virgo the value of emotional freedom. Through his example, she learns that not every feeling needs to be dissected to exhaustion, and that sometimes emotions are meant to be felt, acknowledged, and allowed to pass. His optimism can gently remind her that emotional experiences, even painful ones, do not always signal failure or danger. In this way, Sagittarius helps Virgo soften her inner tension and trust life a little more. At the same time, Virgo offers Sagittarius an invaluable lesson in emotional responsibility. She helps him understand that emotions are not obstacles to movement but signals that deserve attention. Through her careful listening and thoughtful responses, she encourages him to slow down and recognize the impact of his words and actions. Virgo teaches Sagittarius that emotional depth does not limit freedom. Rather, it can create stronger, more meaningful bonds. Her presence challenges him to move beyond surface-level honesty and engage with emotional truth on a deeper level. Trust becomes the cornerstone of their emotional connection. For Sagittarius, trust grows when he learns to pause, listen fully, and resist the urge to immediately fix, dismiss, or joke away emotional moments. When he shows that he can sit with Virgo's feelings without judgment or impatience, she begins to feel emotionally secure. For Virgo, trust grows when she learns that not every emotional situation requires control, correction, or perfection. Allowing herself to be vulnerable without fully understanding every possible outcome becomes an act of courage that strengthens the bond. Over time, emotional harmony emerges through mutual acceptance. Sagittarius learns that sensitivity is not weakness, and Virgo learns that emotional lightness is not irresponsibility. They begin to meet in the middle, where honesty is softened by empathy and analysis is balanced by intuition. Emotional exchanges become less about who is right and more about understanding each other's inner world. In its healthiest form, this emotional dynamic allows love to be both thoughtful and free. Virgo brings depth, care, and emotional integrity, while Sagittarius brings warmth, hope, and resilience. Together, they create an emotional environment where feelings are respected without being imprisoned, and where love is experienced as both safe and expansive. When they honor each other's emotional language, this pairing transforms emotional differences into a source of strength rather than division. Long-term compatibility. Long-term compatibility between a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman is not something that happens automatically. It is something that is consciously built over time through growth, adjustment, and mutual understanding. Both partners belong to mutable signs, which gives the relationship an inherent flexibility. This flexibility allows them to adapt to life's changes, but it does not erase their differences. Instead, it highlights them. Sagittarius, as a mutable fire sign, evolves through movement, exploration, and expansion. He feels most alive when life is in motion, when horizons are widening, and when new ideas, places, or philosophies are calling him forward. For him, growth is external as much as it is internal, and stagnation feels like a betrayal of his nature. Virgo, as a mutable earth sign, experiences growth in a quieter, more contained way. She adapts not by expanding outward, but by refining inward. Her evolution is about efficiency, improvement, and mastery. She wants life to make sense, to function well, and to be useful. Change does not excite her unless it leads to stability or meaningful progress. While Sagittarius thrives in uncertainty, Virgo seeks to minimize it. This contrast can either fracture the relationship or give it remarkable strength, depending on how well both partners honor the value of the other's approach. Sagittarius seeks meaning through experience. He believes wisdom comes from living fully, from exposure to different cultures, beliefs, and perspectives. He learns by doing, sometimes failing, and then moving on with greater understanding. Virgo seeks meaning through improvement. She believes purpose is found in making things better than they were before, whether that means personal growth, helping others, or building systems that work smoothly over time. Her sense of fulfillment is tied to contribution and progress that can be sustained. When these two philosophies align, the relationship becomes both dynamic and purposeful. Virgo provides structure to Sagittarius's boundless ideas. She listens to his dreams and visions with a practical ear, helping him distinguish what is inspiring from what is achievable. She turns abstract goals into concrete steps, timelines, and routines. Sagittarius, in return, lifts Virgo out of her tendency to limit herself. He challenges her self-imposed boundaries and reminds her that life is not only about optimization, but also about joy, wonder, and trust in the unknown. Over the long term, Sagittarius encourages Virgo to loosen her grip on perfection. Through him, she learns that mistakes are not failures, but experiences that lead to wisdom. He shows her that not every outcome must be controlled for life to be meaningful. Virgo, meanwhile, teaches Sagittarius the value of consistency. She helps him understand that freedom is more sustainable when it is supported by responsibility, planning, and follow-through. She grounds his fire so that it can burn steadily rather than flare out. Difficulties arise when one partner tries to fundamentally change the other. Virgo may feel compelled to correct Sagittarius's lack of routine, his impulsiveness, or his resistance to structure. While her intentions often come from care and concern, this can make Sagittarius feel criticized or constrained. He needs to feel trusted as he is, not treated as a project to be improved. For long-term compatibility, Virgo must learn to distinguish between harmful behavior and harmless differences in lifestyle. Sagittarius, in turn, must learn to respect Virgo's need for order, predictability, and routine. His tendency to dismiss details or underestimate the importance of structure can make Virgo feel anxious or unsupported. If he treats her need for stability as something trivial or restrictive, resentment can quietly build. Long-term success requires Sagittarius to recognize that Virgo's routines are expressions of love, responsibility, and emotional security. As the relationship matures, both partners are challenged to redefine growth as a shared journey. Instead of pursuing individual paths that occasionally intersect, they learn to grow together. Virgo becomes more open to spontaneity, learning that life does not fall apart when plans change. Sagittarius becomes more mindful of the future, learning that long-term fulfillment requires more than excitement alone. Their shared mutability allows them to evolve through different phases of life. Career changes, shifts in priorities, personal challenges, and aging itself test their adaptability. When they approach these transitions as a team, combining Sagittarius's vision with Virgo's practicality, they become remarkably resilient. They learn to negotiate differences rather than battle them, to compromise without resentment, and to support each other's evolving needs. Long-term compatibility between a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman is rooted in mutual respect and conscious choice. This is not a relationship that thrives on autopilot. It thrives when both partners are willing to listen, adjust, and grow without losing themselves. When they honor each other's nature rather than trying to rewrite it, they create a partnership that balances freedom with stability, inspiration with responsibility, and dreams with reality. Communication conflict resolution. Communication between a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman is one of the most defining elements of their relationship, shaping not only how they connect but also how they survive moments of tension and misunderstanding. Sagittarius communicates with a natural sense of openness and urgency. He values honesty above all else and often believes that speaking the truth immediately, without filters, is the most respectful approach. His words tend to come quickly, driven by instinct rather than calculation. For him, communication is a release, a way to clear the air so that movement can continue without emotional blockage. Virgo approaches communication with an entirely different mindset. She speaks with intention, choosing her words carefully and often rehearsing thoughts internally before sharing them aloud. Precision matters to her, not only in what is said, but in how it is said and when. She expects communication to be thoughtful, measured, and considerate of emotional impact. Where Sagittarius values raw honesty, Virgo values accuracy and responsibility. This difference in communication styles becomes both a challenge and an opportunity for growth. In everyday interactions, this contrast can feel stimulating. Sagittarius brings energy, humor, and spontaneity into conversations, while Virgo brings clarity, structure, and insight. However, during conflict, these differences are amplified. Sagittarius may speak impulsively, expressing frustration or disappointment without fully considering the emotional weight of his words. His blunt truths, though not intended to harm, can land harshly on Virgo, who is highly sensitive to tone and implication. What Sagittarius views as honesty, Virgo may experience as emotional carelessness. Virgo's response to conflict often moves inward. When hurt or overwhelmed, she may withdraw, becoming quiet and emotionally distant. Alternatively, she may turn to criticism, focusing on specific details, patterns, or behaviors that feel wrong or unresolved. This analytical approach is her way of regaining control, but it can feel to Sagittarius like nitpicking or emotional pressure. He may struggle to understand why an issue that feels simple to him becomes complex and prolonged in Virgo's hands. Misunderstandings can escalate quickly if neither partner adjusts their communication style. Sagittarius may feel restricted or judged, believing that he is being punished for telling the truth. Virgo may feel emotionally unsafe, believing that her feelings are dismissed or minimized. In these moments, communication stops being a bridge and becomes a battlefield, where both are defending their own language rather than listening to the others. Resolution becomes possible when both partners begin to evolve emotionally. Sagittarius must learn the power of gentleness. He does not need to abandon honesty, but he must recognize that truth delivered without compassion can create distance rather than clarity. Slowing down, choosing words more carefully, and acknowledging Virgo's feelings before stating his own allows communication to feel safer and more constructive. When he shows that he cares not just about being right, but about being kind, Virgo becomes more open and receptive. Virgo, in turn, must learn not to personalize every comment or interpret bluntness as rejection. Sagittarius's words are often expressions of the moment, not lasting judgments. By learning to separate intention from impact, Virgo can reduce emotional overwhelm and respond with curiosity rather than defensiveness. Letting go of the need to analyze every detail allows conversations to flow more freely and reduces the buildup of silent resentment. The most powerful shift occurs when both partners begin to view conflict as a shared challenge rather than a personal failure. Instead of assigning blame, they learn to ask how the issue can be solved together. Sagittarius brings openness and willingness to move forward, while Virgo brings insight and problem-solving ability. When these qualities are combined, communication transforms into a tool for growth rather than division. Honest dialogue paired with empathy allows this couple to resolve issues effectively. Sagittarius learns that patience does not limit freedom, and Virgo learns that vulnerability does not equal loss of control. Over time, their communication becomes more balanced, blending truth with care, logic with emotion, and expression with listening. In this space, conflict no longer threatens the relationship but strengthens it, teaching both partners how to understand not only each other but themselves. Physical intimate connection. The physical and intimate connection between a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman is a journey rather than an instant destination, marked by gradual trust, emotional alignment, and increasing depth over time. In the beginning, their physical chemistry may feel quiet, restrained, or even uncertain, not because attraction is lacking, but because their instincts around intimacy move at very different speeds. Sagittarius approaches physical connection with openness and confidence. He views intimacy as an extension of joy, freedom, and self-expression. For him, closeness is meant to be lived fully in the moment, infused with enthusiasm, warmth, and a sense of playful exploration. Virgo experiences physical intimacy through a more internal and reflective lens. Her body responds most strongly when her mind feels safe and at ease. She is deeply sensitive to atmosphere, emotional tone, and the subtle signals exchanged between partners. Touch, for her, is meaningful and intentional, not casual. She may appear reserved or cautious at first, carefully observing how Sagittarius treats her boundaries, her emotions, and her vulnerability. This reserve is not disinterest but discernment. Virgo wants to feel that intimacy is grounded in mutual respect and emotional sincerity. In the early stages, these contrasting approaches can create moments of uncertainty. Sagittarius may wonder why Virgo does not immediately mirror his enthusiasm, while Virgo may feel unsure how to respond to his boldness. He may fear that she is holding back, while she may worry that he is moving too quickly. These moments test patience, but they also offer an opportunity to build something far more enduring than surface-level attraction. When Sagittarius learns to slow down and Virgo feels no pressure to perform or rush, a deeper connection begins to take shape. As trust develops, the physical bond between them grows increasingly rich and nuanced. Virgo's attentiveness becomes a powerful force in their intimacy. She is deeply present, noticing small reactions, emotional shifts, and unspoken needs. Sagittarius, who thrives on engagement and responsiveness, finds this level of presence deeply affirming. He feels not only desired, but understood. Virgo's sensitivity allows intimacy to feel grounded and emotionally connected rather than fleeting or disconnected. Sagittarius brings vitality and warmth into their shared physical space. His playfulness helps Virgo relax, reminding her that intimacy does not need to be perfect to be meaningful. Through him, she learns to release self-judgment and allow herself to experience pleasure without overthinking. He encourages spontaneity, laughter, and a sense of adventure, gently drawing her out of her mental world and into the present moment. This influence can be transformative for Virgo, who often carries a quiet pressure to do everything right. In return, Virgo offers Sagittarius a depth of connection he may not have experienced before. She shows him that intimacy can be slow, intentional, and emotionally resonant. Through her, he learns that physical closeness is not only about excitement, but also about trust, care, and mutual awareness. Her approach teaches him to be more attentive, more patient, and more emotionally present. Over time, this deepens his understanding of intimacy as something that strengthens emotional bonds rather than simply expressing desire. For this connection to truly flourish, both partners must consciously respect each other's needs. Sagittarius must honor Virgo's boundaries without frustration or impatience. Her need for emotional readiness is essential to her ability to open fully. When he shows consistency, gentleness, and respect, Virgo's trust deepens naturally. Virgo, in turn, must allow herself to loosen control and trust Sagittarius's intentions. Letting go of constant self-monitoring allows her to experience intimacy as fluid and liberating rather than measured and restrained. As their bond matures, intimacy becomes a shared language of closeness rather than an act to be defined or evaluated. Physical connection reflects emotional safety. Sagittarius feels grounded and emotionally fulfilled, while Virgo feels free and deeply connected. Their differences no longer clash, but complement each other. Passion is balanced by tenderness, enthusiasm by presence, and desire by care. Ultimately, the physical and intimate connection between a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman becomes a powerful expression of emotional closeness. What begins cautiously evolves into something deeply satisfying and meaningful. When intimacy is rooted in trust rather than expectation, and presence rather than performance, it strengthens the relationship as a whole, allowing both partners to feel seen, valued, and genuinely connected. Shared values, life goals. At their core, a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman are united by a deep respect for growth, honesty, and a meaningful life, even though these values are expressed through very different instincts and behaviors. Sagittarius is driven by a desire to understand the world through direct experience. He seeks truth in movement, travel, philosophy, and the constant expansion of his mental and physical horizons. For him, life is a classroom without walls, and every encounter, success, or failure is a lesson meant to broaden perspective. Growth, in his eyes, is measured by how much he has explored and how freely he has lived. Virgo, by contrast, seeks truth through service, self-improvement, and meaningful contribution. Her sense of purpose is rooted in usefulness and integrity. She wants to be someone who adds value, who improves systems, relationships, and herself through careful effort and discipline. Growth for Virgo is not about expansion, but refinement. She measures progress by how much better something works today than it did yesterday, whether that is her own character, her skills, or the life she is helping to build. While Sagittarius searches for meaning in the vastness of experience, Virgo finds it in the precision of daily effort. Despite these differences, their life goals align at a fundamental level. Both want a life that matters. Sagittarius dreams of freedom, discovery, and the ability to live authentically without being trapped by convention. He envisions a future that allows space for curiosity, learning, and continuous evolution. Virgo dreams of stability, usefulness, and a sense of being grounded in something reliable and purposeful. She envisions a future where life feels organized, supportive, and meaningful, not chaotic or wasteful. Though these dreams look different on the surface, they are fueled by the same desire for fulfillment and integrity. When these visions intersect, they create the potential for a deeply balanced partnership. Virgo has the ability to translate Sagittarius's ideas into reality. She listens to his dreams with discernment, identifying what can be built, sustained, and improved over time. She brings practicality to his vision, ensuring that resources, responsibilities, and long-term consequences are considered. In doing so, she helps prevent his pursuit of freedom from becoming unstable or self-destructive. Sagittarius, in return, brings inspiration into Virgo's carefully structured world. He challenges her to think beyond limitations, to trust in possibilities that cannot be fully planned, and to believe that life can offer more than what is immediately visible. Together, they are capable of building a life that balances adventure with responsibility. Travel may be purposeful rather than impulsive, planned with care but infused with spontaneity. Career goals may be ambitious yet realistic, supported by Virgo's diligence and Sagittarius's optimism. Daily routines may exist, but they are not suffocating, because Sagittarius ensures that joy, humor, and inspiration remain part of the equation. Virgo ensures that dreams are not abandoned halfway, and Sagittarius ensures that life does not become emotionally or intellectually stagnant. Shared values become stronger as both partners learn to appreciate what the other contributes to their collective future. Virgo's commitment to consistency creates a stable foundation on which long-term goals can stand. Sagittarius's belief in growth and possibility prevents that foundation from becoming a cage. Their shared honesty allows them to speak openly about their needs, ambitions, and fears, creating a sense of trust that supports long-term planning. When disagreements arise about direction or priorities, they have the tools to resolve them through dialogue rather than avoidance. Compromise becomes the most important skill in aligning their life goals. Sagittarius learns that structure does not erase freedom, but can actually protect it. Virgo learns that flexibility does not threaten stability, but can strengthen it. Together, they discover that balance is not a static state, but an ongoing process of adjustment. Travel can coexist with responsibility. Stability can coexist with change. Personal growth can coexist with shared commitment. Over time, their shared values shape a relationship that feels both purposeful and alive. They begin to see their differences not as obstacles, but as essential elements of a complete life. Sagittarius expands the vision of what is possible, while Virgo ensures that what is possible becomes real. In this way, their life goals merge into a shared journey that honors both freedom and responsibility. Ultimately, the shared values and life goals of a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman create a partnership rooted in intention rather than impulse. Together, they learn that a meaningful life does not require choosing between exploration and stability. Instead, it requires the courage to integrate both. When they focus on what they can build together rather than what separates them, their relationship becomes a living expression of growth, honesty, and purpose. Final thoughts. The love compatibility between a Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman is not defined by ease or instant harmony, but by depth, intention, and the willingness to grow through contrast. This is not a relationship that coasts on convenience or similarity. Instead, it asks both partners to step beyond familiar patterns and face aspects of themselves that might otherwise remain undeveloped. The rewards of this connection are not immediate, but they are profound, built slowly through experience, understanding, and conscious effort. For Sagittarius, this relationship becomes a powerful lesson in patience and emotional awareness. Accustomed to moving quickly through life, following instinct and momentum, he is challenged to slow down and recognize the impact of his actions and words. Virgo's presence encourages him to reflect rather than react, to listen rather than assume, and to consider long-term consequences rather than only immediate freedom. Through her, he learns that responsibility is not a restriction, but a form of care that strengthens trust and deepens intimacy. Virgo, in turn, is challenged to release her reliance on control and certainty. Being with Sagittarius invites her to step into the unknown, to trust that not everything needs to be planned or perfected in order to be meaningful. She learns spontaneity not as recklessness, but as openness to life's unfolding. Through Sagittarius, she begins to develop faith in experiences she cannot fully predict, discovering that growth often happens outside the boundaries of comfort and routine. When this couple chooses understanding over judgment, their differences transform into strengths. Sagittarius learns to appreciate Virgo's sensitivity and structure, recognizing them as sources of stability rather than limitation. Virgo learns to appreciate Sagittarius's optimism and expansiveness, seeing them as invitations to growth rather than threats to security. Mutual respect allows them to meet each other where they are, rather than where they wish the other would be. Growth becomes the defining theme of their bond. They learn that love is not about changing one another, but about evolving together. Sagittarius tempers his fire with intention, while Virgo softens her rigidity with trust. Each partner becomes more whole through the influence of the other. Their relationship becomes a space where both grounding and liberation coexist, offering safety without stagnation and freedom without chaos. Ultimately, this pairing demonstrates that love does not always arise from similarity or effortless alignment. Sometimes, the most meaningful connections come from contrast, challenge, and the courage to remain open to someone fundamentally different. A Sagittarius man and a Virgo woman, when committed to growth and understanding, create a love that is thoughtful, resilient, and deeply transformative.